Hi there, my name is John, and my girlfriend about 8 months ago took ownership of a new home in Belle, and it was recommended to her by her girlfriend, who's been in this general area for many years. She's actually a real estate broker. And she wanted a new house because she didn't want the hassles that come with, a used house, if you will, one that has a certain amount of mileage to it. So, as I've seen on this site, there are people that have reported some problems with their homes, and most of them have been relatively minor, blemishes, touch-up paint needed here. In our house, there's a hinge where it's offset, so the door always closes. It's not, you can open it and it'll always close on its own. The molding that goes around that divides the wall was put in upside down, so maybe the contractor had some dyslexia. In any event, those problems relatively minor, but I wanted to bring to your attention two areas that are major, and you may not be aware of them. They may not jump out at you, and yet they're very much there. First is, in our home, moved in December, and not until around April, and certainly May, when the temperature got much warmer and the AC was coming on, it became apparent that one room was noticeably warmer than the others. Now, when you check the vent, the supply vent, plenty of air is coming through, plenty of cool air, so that wasn't the problem. But just to confirm, we got one of these digital thermometers, real easy. Turn it on and just hang it somewhere in any of the rooms, and we compared the temperatures of all the rooms, and sure enough, this room, through most of the day, was a good 8 to 9 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. So, was worth a closer look. So I got my thermal camera and took some pictures, and just as a point of reference, this first picture I'm going to show you is normal. So here's the wall of the room, and the thermal picture shows cool cavities, which is where the insulation is. You would hope that it would be cool. And then to each side is the stud. Wood is a better conductor, of course, than insulation, so it tends to hold the temperature, the heat longer, and that's what you're seeing. And that's a normal picture. I mean, in the better homes, insulation is applied to the wood, so you really reduce the amount of heat transfer. But not here, not for most homes. But certainly you expect the cavities to be cool, which is what we have here. In the wall, take a look at the ceiling and you see something definitely wrong. Obviously those cavities are very warm, some downright hot, and so it required a closer look to go up into the attic. And when you do, there are two sets of insulation that were put down in this home, and I imagine yours as well. First, you have the red fiberglass, and it's, I think, between 9 and 12 inches. I forget what the R factor is, but it's pretty good at 12 inches. And then loose white fill is put all around. It's probably put out by a machine, or you could even put it out by hand, but it would take a long time. And that's put out throughout the area. Well, as you can see from the pictures, some of the red was not put out well, some was not put out at all, and some of the loose fill wasn't in there. And so when I pushed away some of the areas where the loose fill is, clearly there was no red put at all. Now, this is not a mistake. In my girlfriend's home, the molding that cuts across the middle of the wall was put upside down. Okay, so that's a mistake, a silly mistake, but a mistake that can be corrected. This is not a mistake. This is, you ran out of insulation and you got sloppy and you just wanted to walk away. This should not happen because you're paying lots of money to cool an area that's never going to get cool. So that's a problem that you may want to, consider in your home if you're noticing one room is unusually warm relative to the others. And the other thing is the roof. Now, fortunately, the house we're in has a good roof. There doesn't seem to be any trouble. Our next door neighbor already had water coming through the roof into the house, which is a shame. So what you can do on your own is you can go up into the attic, get a flashlight, even though everyone's attic should have a light, and just look around on the insulation and see if there are any water spots forming that would indicate that water is beginning to come down. It drips and drabs. It would take a while before it would saturate enough to get into the ceiling, but you want to catch it early. Of course, if you have access to a drone, I do. I took pictures of my girlfriend's roof, and with the focus being on penetrations, where the vents are. You want to look at the flashings and make sure that the flashings are, clean and smooth to the roof, so there's no indication of any kind of a crack or hole where the water can seep through. And the other place you look at is seams. So anytime two edges come together in a roof, you want to look at those carefully and see that there are no cracks and that it was done, properly in joining them together. So only because, the time to attack the problem is now, when your warranty is out, and then it's going to be a bigger issue. But if the problem is there and there's evidence that there is going to be a leak, you want to address it and get to it right away. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.